What's up, guys? Raccoon over here, and today we're just gonna try to record an hour-long video, and this will be the start of a new series. I'm gonna try my best not to bring any manga spoilers into it. I'm gonna just get straight into it. You'll tell by what the video is about by the title and by this picture right here. Now, for starters, we're gonna start off where Eren is tied to the post after doing the whole thing where he saved, I almost said village, but he saved the people of Paradise Island. Yeah, just call it Paradise Island. It's the best way to explain it. For putting that massive stone there. Now, this is where they're discussing whether to execute him, use him as a research subject, or let him join the scouts. Now, the key difference here is as they were talking about this, before Levi decided to kick Eren's teeth in, Armin said, yeah, we should execute him. He's nothing but a monster. Now, them being childhood friends, Mikasa looking over at Armin like he's fucking stupid. Like, she wants to kill this man. Now, when we look at Eren, Eren is sitting with a expressionless but wide-eyed face. It hurt him so much that he died on the inside. As how he was sitting like he still had muscles and things like that, like he was still vibrant. All of a sudden his body just fell limp. He's just looking down. And so this Levi didn't even decide to kick his teeth in. He's already decided that Eren's been fucked over enough. And the scouts leader, forgot his name every time. I swear, every time I do a what if, I forget the main person's name I'm talking about. But he offered up for Eren to join the scouts, but it was denied by the church people, I'm pretty sure. What those church people there, because they said the same allegations Armin did. Now, Mikasa, since they're not allowed to have weapons in there, before the meeting ends, she punched Armin in the side of the face as hard as she could. This sent him a few feet back, because if you've seen Mikasa, bro, she built, bro. But that's not the point. As Eren is taken into the, Wall Rose thing. Wall Rose is the one that breached almost the inner city, not the inner city where the one people are that stay on top of the buildings, the VIPs, I think. Something like that. But he's not taken there, he's taken to the outer, like the middle wall. Yeah, just to call it the middle wall because I forgot the name of all the walls. He's taken there and tied up on a post for execution. And he's just sitting there with a blank expression as Mikasa's in the stands crying her eyes out because she can't really do anything about it. Be treason against things because King is there. Well, not the king because they think he's dead still. But that fake king is there. Historia, everybody's there. And the people that saw Eren kill all those other titans are very against this. Armin being a dickhead because he likes Mikasa, and that's why he did this. Just gonna put that there. As they go to execute Eren, Eren's body begins to flicker with a yellowish light. And out of nowhere, a lightning bolt hits him. And finally, when the smoke from the lightning bolt clears, they see a titan, a 17-meter titan to be exact, just standing there looking down. And as they all get ready to battle, this titan dashes towards the wall and begins to climb up it by sticking his hands into the wall. But considering the fact that Eren doesn't have the ice ability, not ice ability, but the hardening ability, to me it looked like ice. So as he was sticking his hands into this wall, his hands were breaking and crushing. Considering he's in his Titan's form, he doesn't feel it, so he just kept climbing it and climbing it. Mikasa is the only one that didn't do anything. Everybody else did something, tried to stop him, but he ended up getting away outside the wall. Now a day goes by as we see Eren leaning against a tree, looking down. As he looks up, you can see such amounts of hatred and despair in his eyes. And Eren would go into his Titan form, or he would at least learn more things about it. Now he's underground because if he's stuttering, if he's above ground, the Titans will be able to find him easily. So he decides to go underground by digging himself in his own hole. And he does not have the gear, so he can't really dash through trees and fight Titans all that well. As he begins to experiment on himself, trying to figure out how he can activate his Titan power. And he realized that he could do it by getting angry, having an injury with a goal in mind. And those are the only two ways he figured out he can transform. Now he finally goes outside and experiments how long he can stay transformed and how many times he can transform consecutively. He figures out he can transform 2 times consecutively at the moment, and he can stay transformed for a day and a half. Now, Eren has been killing Titans non-stop. Every day he kills at least 40 to 50 Titans, just for Titans that are wandering around. And as he was outside, he went exploring before, and he found the sea. But when he saw the sea, he felt so angry. And the reason why he felt so angry, because the only reason why he knew what to call this vast blue waterscape was an ocean, because of Armin. As his body would begin to flicker again, as he calmed himself down and decides to go back. On his way back, he finds the Titan that ate his mother. So he immediately goes into his Titan form and punches this Titan as hard as he can. His hand going straight through the Titan's jaw. Not only that, he kills this Titan very, very brutally. He rips it limb from limb and decides to eat it instead of just anything else. And whenever he ate it, he realized that he gained some strength in a way. Now, he gained lips. Let's just say that. Instead of his Titan not having lips, he gained lips this time. So instead of just teeth, he can now speak normally, but in a Titan tone. So, as he would begin walking around, as he would dig a hole in his Titan form for another base to camp out, he finds this Titan that has a unique ability. This unique ability of this Titan was that it's like a grasshopper. It can jump really far and practically fly if it wanted to. As he went into a fight with it, and as he was fighting it, it decided to jump at him and hit him with such force, almost split his Titan in two. So he bit it by the nape, killing it instantly, helping him out. Now, while he was fighting this Titan, it's been 2 weeks that have gone by, and we're going to go back to the people in paradise, inside the walls. Let's just say that. As we look at Armin and Mikasa, Mikasa is walking towards the walls. As Armin grabs her arm, she turns around and punches Armin square in the face, knocking him on his ass as he's holding his face like, "Why'd you punch me, Mikasa?" She has so much anger in her eyes. She says, "Why the fuck do you think, Armin?" Like that. Probably not in that way, let's be real. She doesn't really show that much emotion until it comes to Eren. But that's neither here or there. As I was saying, she was walking towards the walls. As she finally got to the walls, she seen where Eren climbed up. Now, this is the first day Eren left, by the way. As she's now, by grits her teeth, begins to walk away. As Armin's still sitting there on the ground, stunned, as well as everybody around there, including Annie, Berthold, and Reiner. As they all look at each other, and they all three walk off together, and they talk. And they're talking about, what are we gonna do now? The founding Titan's power just left the walls. Now, Eren hasn't decided to cross the ocean. As I said, that will come at a later date. But now Eren, instead of trying to protect the walls, he plans to kill everybody except certain people inside the walls. Actually, no. He's been contemplating on what he wanted to do for the longest time. So, we look over at Annie, who has now left the walls to go hunt down a certain someone. Now, she left the first week Eren has been gone. So she's been looking for him for about a week now. She finally finds a hole dug into the ground with some light in it. And she's not in her Titan form at the moment, because she has to go into this hole and it's too big, too small for her Titan. She goes inside, she sees Eren Yeager sitting there, looking at the ceiling. Now, she goes to walk towards him, and she steps on something that causes her to slip and fall. As soon as this does, Eren gets up and bites his hand. As she sees this, she thinks, oh, fuck. And she tries to bite her hand in time, but Eren's holding her at the moment by her arms, pretty much trapped her. As she's looking at Eren's Titan, she's like, your Titan, it's changed. As Eren in the Titan voice, I can't do a Titan voice, I'm not going to try to because it's like a fucking roar. And I'm not trying to like kill my self doing it. As he says, yeah, of course it fucking changed. Now, of course, Eren used to not be so cold, and he used to be like bubbly a bit. He would always like say he wants to kill Titans, this and that, which he still does. He still fucking hates Titans, considering the fact that they killed his parents, or he killed his. Never mind. That was a manga spoiler, but we don't need to talk about that. Of course, as Annie's still being held, and he says, Annie, why the fuck are you out here? She's shocked for a minute. She said, I'm looking for you, dumbass. He said, why would you look for me? I'm supposed to be executed, ain't I? Or are you here to do it yourself? And Annie's saying, you fucking stupid. Why the hell would I go outside the walls just to look for you so I can execute you? That bird really won't shut the fuck up. Bro. Bird is not shutting up. Now, Eren looks a bit shocked and confused as he puts her down and drops out of his Titan form. Now, ever since 2 weeks, he's allowed to go into his Titan form 4 times now, because of the amount of Titans he's eaten. Instead of just killing them instantly, he decides to eat them now. As she says, so, Eren, how have you survived 2 weeks without food or water? And he says, you don't really need food whenever they're walking all around you. Her saying, what do you mean they're walking all around you? As he points outside the hole to a Titan looking at them. As he goes into his Titan form and charges it, eating it, killing it, and then walking back, leaving Annie just dumbfounded because she didn't think of eating Titans. I'm like, who fucking would? As Annie said, Eren, you know how you can transform into a Titan, correct? He said, yeah, what about it? She walks aside and says, well, as she bites her thumb, not thumb, but her hand, as she transforms into the female Titan. As Eren sees this, and he's shocked, very shocked. Now, she de-transforms, leaving her body just there to decay. I won't say decay, but evaporate like it does. She walks towards Eren, and Eren sits down, has already sat down, as he says, so, you're a monster too, huh? She looks at him and says, I'm not a fucking monster, Eren. If I was, so would you. And he says, yeah, I know, I am a monster. Leaving her shocked, of course. Because at this point, Eren thinks of himself as a Titan. He doesn't think of himself as a human anymore. And he has the mindset of, oh, I'll use my enemy's power against him. Things like that. So he does so. And Annie has been coming here for about a week. So it's been 3 weeks since he's disappeared. Now, Mikasa's noticed, well, not Mikasa, but Armin, Reiner, and Berthold has noticed this. As they try to find her, but they realize she's not inside the walls a lot, or they just can't find her. And over this time, they have had light sparring matches. Of course, Annie winning because she knows more combat as well as her hardening ability. They've talked about this hardening ability, and she says that she got it from experiments inside the walls, not telling him that they're from outside the walls and across the ocean, and not telling him the fact that Reiner and Bolthold are also Titans. And so Eren asks, "Oh, what type of experiments gave you a hardening ability?" They said, "Oh, they forced me to drink this type of serum." As this intrigued Eren, as he also asked, "How did you get outside the walls without nobody noticing you?" She says, "I have my ways. Of course, it's being underground tunnels outside the walls and inside the walls, too big for a time to get through and too small for any other person than her to get through." Now, Eren asked her to bring him the same serum that was tested on her, which she does. It takes her quite a while to get it. It takes her the week prior to get it. When she finally gets it, that's whenever she gives it to him. As he bites it, and his body just starts to form into a crystal, as it completely encases his entire body, his human body and the Titan body, as we see the one and only Annie punching holes into it, trying to get Eren out, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Eren! Eren! Wake up!" And then she finally breaks through and pulls him out. When she pulls him out, his face is, of course, skeletonized. And she's shocked thinking he's dead. As his face begins to regenerate. And another week goes by as Mikasa is now taking notice of Annie, and she follows her. And over this week, Eren has finally learned how to master said power. As he also told Annie about eating Titans gave him abilities. Now, I'm adding Eren's Titan ability one more. Instead of him just having the founding Titan power, he has the ability to pretty much, like Doomslayer, if he kills something, he gets his power. But it's not like a quarter or half of it. It's the entire thing. Like, it's certain ability, that's the ability he gets. It has super strength, he gets super strength, things like that. As the abnormal Titans, the ones that can move fast, things like that, he's eaten quite a few of them, so he's a relatively fast Titan. He's faster than the Jaw Titan. He's more durable than the Cart Titan. And he's not at the level of a Beast Titan yet. But because of his sparring matches with Annie for the past 2 weeks, he has top tier combat abilities as his Titan. Because they didn't spar outside their Titan, they sparred inside their Titan so they can do lethal moves and things like that, but try to avoid the nape. If you don't know what the nape is, that's where the back of the neck is. Now, we're going into we're staying in season 1 at the moment, but next episode we're going to season 2, and like a quarter of it, and then the next 4 episodes. Got a lot planned for this series. As Mikasa has now followed Annie through her little hole and outside the wall, as she's hiding behind trees and things like that. And this is when Annie, not knowing she's there, transforms and starts to run. Now, over this period of time that they've been together, they've grown quite close. Not in a relationship-wise, but in like almost a family-wise, because Eren thinks of her as family, considering she's like him, just like him. But she just hasn't been found out. Now, she transformed. Mikasa is shocked as her eyes widen as she begins to run. Mikasa following behind her. Give me a second. Yeah, as I was saying, Mikasa following her, my bad. As she finally gets to this hole in the ground. Well, not hole in the ground, it's almost like a house. It's made out of a bright blue crystallized material, though. as Annie de-transforms, leaving her body there, and she goes inside. Mikasa peeking around the corner. As whenever she finally gets inside, and she says, "Yo, Eren!" Mikasa hearing Eren darts inside and still hiding though. As Eren comes out with his same hairstyle, almost the same exact clothes, but she realized that there's armor instead of clothing. It's almost like he's the armored titan, but it's made out of blue, and it's on his human form. Now Mikasa falls to the ground, not on her knees, but just like slides her back down the wall. As she starts to tear up, she says underneath her breath, though, "Eren, this is where have you been?" Her hearing, Eren not hearing that, neither Annie, as Mikasa finally comes around and says, well, not comes around, but hugs Eren from the back, as Eren almost instinctively throws her over his shoulder, but then he realizes who it is. He grits his teeth a bit, but I'm not making it like the anime. And Phoenix Hokage knows exactly what I'm talking about. So does Yotsuba. You probably don't even know who I'm talking about, but that's not the point. Oh, and that just reminded me. Yo, shout out to my friend Yotsuba. MXR Yotsuba. He just started his channel. He just made a zombie what if for Deku. My Hero Academia. What if Deku was in a zombie apocalypse? He made that. I'll show you, check him out. He just started. Go ahead and sub to him, like his videos. They're really good in my opinion. But as Eren sees Mikasa, he grits his teeth and he says, "Mikasa, what do you want?" She's on the ground. She says, "What do you mean, what do I want? Of course, I just came to see my brother." Eren hearing brother, and he says, "You're Ackerman. I'm Jaeger. We're not family, Mikasa. Besides, I'm a monster. You're a human." Mikasa hearing that is shocked, confused, and starts tearing up. She says, "You're not a monster. You're more human than most of the people inside the walls." And of course, Eren hearing that is again shocked. As Mikasa stands up and hugs him, Eren not hugging back because he just so shocked. And Eren asked a question that shocked Mikasa and Annie both. But that's when we're leaving it off. As I was saying, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and have a good rest of y'all's day.